Welcome. Thank you for joining this session. My name is Roxana Rosenbeiger. I'm from the Rogers Cybersecure Catalyst at Ryerson University. And we are actually Ryerson's National Center for Innovation and Collaboration in Cybersecurity. We are actually a not-for-profit that is owned and operated by Ryerson University, and we're based in Brampton, Ontario. Our mandate is to educate Canadians and Canadian companies on how to tackle the challenges of cybersecurity. And we collaborate closely with industry, with government, with academic institutions, and other public agencies across all sectors on anything related to cybersecurity. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our initiatives, and then I will tell you about our amazing accelerated cybersecurity training program, which is open to applicants nationwide. And it is a fully virtual program, so stay tuned for more information on that in just a few minutes. So first we have at the Catalyst a Cyber Accelerator. So our Cyber Accelerator is the first cybersecurity focused commercial accelerator in Canada. We also have corporate training and cyber range, and this is providing Canadian organizations with access to cyber training. So that means they can bring their employees in to get trained in cybersecurity. We also have the Cybersecure Policy Exchange, which actively supports policy development in cybersecurity. And finally, we have the Accelerated Cybersecurity Training Program, which is empowering people from all different backgrounds, not necessarily technical backgrounds, to launch careers in cybersecurity. So a little bit more about the Cyber Accelerator. As I mentioned, it's the first cybersecurity-focused commercial accelerator in Canada, and it's really helping early-stage Canadian cybersecurity companies grow into national and international competitors by providing technical and strategic advice, mentorship, and business resources. Our corporates and residents include our access to senior leaders and functional teams with some of the most sophisticated cybersecurity operations in Canada. And they include Rogers Communications, RBC, Torys LLP, Herjavec Group, Siemens, Sun Life, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, and many, many more. So those are our corporates and residents who are there to help our cybersecurity companies accelerate. The Catalyst Cyber Range is a unique cybersecurity training testing platform that provides experiential learning opportunities that are immersive and realistic. It is a combination of tailored workshops, tabletop exercises, and Catalyst Cyber Range technical scenarios. And it is accessible to public and private organizations in Canada, enabling them to train and upskill their staff, validate cybersecurity playbooks, and test new products. And finally, the Cybersecure Policy Exchange, and it's a mission to broaden and deepen the discussion about cybersecurity and digital privacy policy in Canada. And our 2021 policy and research agenda covers things like social media encryption, private messaging and online harms, the Internet of Things, including national defense vulnerabilities, securing smart cities, and biometrics, facial recognition technology, and remote work technology. And finally, the Accelerated Cybersecurity Training Program, which is our 7-month intensive training and certification program, and it is addressing Canada's cybersecurity skills shortage. It's designed to give students the skills they need to launch entry-level careers in the cybersecurity sector. So as you all probably know, there is a very large cybersecurity skills shortage in Canada. This program was created in partnership with Rogers, with RBC, and the Government of Canada to address that cybersecurity skills shortage. The cost of the program is only $500, but the value of the program is $25,000 per student. So our funders have invested about $30 million into the Rogers Cybersecure Catalyst at Ryerson University so that we can offer programs like this and the other initiatives for very low cost or no cost. We also have 3 cohorts per year, February, June, and October. So if you're interested in launching a career in cybersecurity through the Rogers Cybersecure Catalyst, you can apply for our February 2022 cohort or our June 2022 or our October 2022 cohort. And the hybrid programming includes mostly self-study out of those 7 months, and 3 weeks of virtual live classes. So the program is fully virtual, but there are 3 weeks of live classes that are mandatory, which you would log in online. There's a live instructor. You'd be on there with the rest of your classmates. And those 3 weeks in class are spread out throughout the duration of the program. So I'll get to the schedule in just a little bit. At the Catalyst, we are reimagining the cybersecurity workforce. So that means that we are providing a pathway into a career in cybersecurity for people from all different backgrounds and experiences. As I mentioned, you do not need to have a technical background to apply to our program. And that is because we want to diversify the workforce so we can accelerate Canada's ability to defend our communities, our government, and our industries. Because we know for a fact that we need cyber defenders who are as diverse as the problems and attacks that we are trying to solve. Currently in our program, we have students from over 39 different countries of origin. We have over 60% female students as we're trying to bring more women into cybersecurity. Over 90% of our students have post-secondary education. 50% of them or so have less than 10 years of work experience, and 60% of those have some experience in a previous technical role. But really, our program is about empowering new people to come into cybersecurity. So if you're at that time in your career that you're looking for a career switch and you want to make it into cyber, this is exactly the kind of program you're looking for. Our program is actually in partnership with SANS and GIAC. So as you may know, SANS is the world's leading cybersecurity training organization, and it is also the most trusted and largest source of cybersecurity training in the world. And our students in the program will earn 3 GIAC certifications as part of this program. They will get their GFACT, which is their Foundational Cybersecurity Technology certification, their GSEC, the Security Essentials certification, and the GCIH, which is the GIAC Certified Incident Handler certification. All of this for only $500. GIAC certifications provide employers with the highest and most rigorous assurance of cybersecurity knowledge and skills, and they are listed as preferred qualifications on thousands of job postings across the globe. So who can apply to our program? Our funders have identified underrepresented groups in cyber that they would like to bring into cyber. So the first group is the RBC Women in Cyber stream, and if you identify as female, you can apply under the Women in Cyber stream. The next stream is the New Careers stream, and this one is open to anyone who has lost their full-time employment and has not been able to obtain another full-time position. So, unfortunately, because of the pandemic and COVID, there have been many people who have been applying to this stream because they found themselves unemployed or only working part-time, and they're rethinking their career, and they're thinking they want to enter into the tech and specifically into cyber. And finally, we have the New Canadians in Cyber stream, and this one is open to anyone who has lived in Canada for at least 2 years and has not been able to find full-time employment that aligns with their education and their skills. So an example of this would be, if you're a new Canadian, a newcomer to Canada, you were an accountant or a lawyer back home, let's say, you haven't been able to pursue that career in Canada, and you want to now move into tech, you could apply to the New Canadian stream. And for all of our streams, you do have to be either a Canadian citizen, permanent resident, or convention refugee to apply. As we are trying to address a skills shortage in Canada, we need to make sure that our graduates are legally able to work in Canada, that they are living in Canada permanently, and will be able to go into the cybersecurity job market upon completion of this program. The minimum age requirement is 18 years of age with at least a high school diploma. So we do not require that you have post-secondary education to apply to this program. A lot of companies, especially tech companies, are now realizing that you don't have to have post-secondary education to succeed in a career in tech. So our program does not require you to have a post-secondary education. And finally, the last requirement is that you're not enrolled in another academic program at the same time as you would be enrolled in our program. So if you're completing a program in April 2022, let's say, you can apply for our June 2022 cohort, as long as you're not enrolled in another full-time program while doing our program. I'm just going to stop right there. Do I have any questions so far?
There's nothing in the chat right now.
Okay, great. So the program schedule looks like this. Over the 7 months, the first, you're going to be doing 4 courses. Those 4 courses are SANS Foundations, that top one right there, weeks 1 to 6. Then you're going to do week 8, the SEC 401 SANS Security Essentials Bootcamp. Then you're going to do SEC 504 in week 17, which is hacker techniques, exploits, and incident handling. And then on week 26, you're going to do cybersecurity and business week. Please ignore this in-person class. This is a virtual live class. This is just an old schedule I have up here. So the first 6 weeks is SANS Foundations, after which you're going to write your first certification exam, which is your GFAC certification exam on week 7. Once you pass that exam, you're going to come into week 8 for your first virtual live class for SEC 401 Security Essentials Bootcamp. And that is a Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. class. And that is mandatory attendance. You will be required to be logged in, listening to the instructor. Attendance will be taken, and that is for the duration of the week. So if you are working full-time or you have other commitments, the expectation would be that you are able to take these 3 weeks of mandatory in-class time off of work, or unpaid leave, vacation time, or being able to arrange a schedule with your employer. So after week 8 of your first in-class course, you're going to have about 7 weeks after that, or 6 weeks or 7, to self-study and review everything you learned in SEC 401 and write your second certification exam in week 16, which is your GSEC certification exam. Keep in mind, these exams are pretty long exams. So the GSEC, for example, is a 5-hour open book exam, and the passing score is about 73%. So these exams are usually in the 70% to pass. So once you pass your GSEC exam, you're going to come in for your second virtual live class, which is week 17 for hacker techniques, exploits, and incident handling. That's another Monday to Saturday class, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then you're going to self-study and review and prepare for your third certification exam, which is your GCIH certification exam. And then finally, your last week in class, which is week 26, a virtual live class for your cybersecurity and business week. And this one is only Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then you go into your career preparation module after that. So as you can see, you're going to be doing 3 SANS courses, 3 GIAC certifications, and a Catalyst Run course, which is the business course. What you'll be learning in these courses are as follows. So the first course, Foundations, Computers, Technology, and Security, is where you're going to develop your fundamental skills and knowledge in things like Linux, programming, networking, computer hardware, operating systems, encryption, basic security concepts, and much, much more. This is the introductory course. This is the course that's going to bring everyone to a level playing field and ready to go into the more advanced courses that come next. So SEC 401, Security Essentials, Network, Endpoint, and Cloud, teaches you advanced cyber defense skills such as access control, incident response, network security, and cloud essentials, disaster recovery, Windows and Azure security, and more. And then you have 504, which is hacker techniques and incident handling, which teaches you advanced incident handling and hacker tool techniques, strategies to identify vulnerabilities and intrusions, as well as defending and responding to attacks. And finally, cybersecurity professional practice course, where you will learn how cybersecurity impacts business operations, decision-making, and strategic planning. So those are the courses in a nutshell. And if you're still not convinced, here are some other reasons why you should choose to study in the Accelerated Cybersecurity Training Program, other than the fact that it is pretty much tuition free and you're getting an entire program like this, plus industry certifications for only $500. We care about your success, so we will provide you with alumni coaches. You will do check-in calls with the staff. We want to make sure you're staying on track with the material because it is an intensive and accelerated program. So this program that you're going to be doing in 7 months and 3 GIAC certifications is what someone usually does in a year to 2 years. So it is an accelerated program. But we want everybody to succeed, complete the program, pass the certifications, and find employment in cybersecurity. We also give you access to the SANS technical mentors, which are industry professionals. They have their GX certifications, and they're here to help you through the technical parts of the program. You will do weekly check-in calls with your SANS technical mentors, and they will also provide one-on-one support. We also have a strong student community, which begins at orientation. So before each cohort starts, there is a mandatory orientation that every student has to attend. You are added to Slack, which is our communication tool, and people form study groups. Students answer each other's questions in Slack. We know all of us are students on a first name basis. So we do pride ourselves on a very strong student community. And finally, the career development piece. So not only do we train and certify our students, we're going to help you find employment in cybersecurity. Our mandate is 100% employment of our graduates. So we're going to work closely with you to help you transition to a career in cybersecurity. We're going to get your resumes ready. We have an interview practice platform that we're going to give you access to, along with typical cybersecurity interview questions that are asked that you can practice. We host employer information sessions with employers that are hiring for cyber roles and directly hiring students from our program. And our grads are hired into full-time, permanent or full-time contract roles. We do not place students in co-ops or internships. Salary expectations and hiring stats. Currently, we have about a 94% employment rate within a couple of months of graduation. So it is a very high employment rate. Typical starting salaries can range anywhere between 55 to 65,000 if you're brand new to tech. And if you do have some previous technical experience, you could get anywhere between $65,000 to $80,000, depending on the company and the role, of course. So cyber, of course, is the next big industry. There's lots of jobs out there. The salaries are great. Our students right now are working at places like Rogers, Samsung, Arctic Wolf, Sirius, CN, Herjavec Group, Ericsson, Freedom Mobile, Eson Tire. Deloitte has hired about 10 or 15 of our students. Mandiant, MasterCard, 407, with many, many more that are not on this screen, but we have many employer partners that are jumping on board to hire students. PwC just jumped on board, KPMG, all hiring for entry-level cyber roles, which is what you will get out of this program. So our program prepares you for technical entry-level cyber roles like SOC analyst, cybersecurity analyst, network security operations analyst, application security analyst, triage security analyst. These are just some of the roles that our students have been hired into after completing the program. And finally, if you're still not convinced and you're thinking, I don't have a tech background, or maybe you do have a tech background, employers are looking for transferable skills in addition to the technical skills that you're going to gain from our program. So the first skill that employers are looking for is critical thinking, communication skills, customer service skills, adaptability, and of course, lifelong learning, because with cyber, it's ever changing. You're going to have to always get more certifications to stay on top of industry trends. So you're never going to stop learning once you get into a career in cyber. And I'd like to just leave you with a couple of our alumni stories. So our program is changing lives, simply put. We are looking for people who wouldn't necessarily have access to this type of training if it weren't for a fully funded program. And our mandate, again, is to bring an influx of newly trained and certified cybersecurity professionals into the Canadian cybersecurity job market. So this is Chris Lynn. She just recently graduated from our program. She was in marketing and communications before she applied to our program. Completely different career. Recently completed our program, is now working as a cybersecurity analyst for the Ontario government. Igor, he was a truck driver, and he had always thought about a career in tech, never had the courage to take the leap, heard about our program, decided to finally go for it, was the top scorer on 2 of the certifications, and is now working at Arctic Wolf as a SOC analyst. So these are just a couple of our alumni stories. We actually post many of our alumni stories on LinkedIn and Twitter. So please do follow the Catalyst on social media if you want to hear more about these alumni stories. And lastly is apply now. So we have a 4-step application process. The first is just fill in the online application on our website, and we will contact you with next steps. The next steps would be the SANS aptitude assessment. So we do test your aptitude for a career in cybersecurity. There is an interview portion, which is a pre-recorded interview, not a live interview, where you'll have to submit a statement of interest and a resume, and you'll also have to provide a professional or academic reference. So those are the 4 application steps, also listed on our website. Everything I've talked about in this presentation is also on our website. But if you have additional questions or eligibility questions, you can email us at catalysttraining@ryerson.ca. So that's our admissions email. Or if you have questions about other parts of the Catalyst, like the cyber range, the Accelerator, the policy exchange, you can go on our website at cybersecurecatalyst.ca and read about those initiatives, and also how you can apply into, for example, the Accelerator program if you choose to. So that's it for me. I can open it up to questions now if there are any. Otherwise, I hope to have some interest and, receive some applications. So yeah, any questions?
There's no questions in the chat at the moment, but
Okay.
we maybe give people a couple of minutes to collect their thoughts.
Sure. So maybe I'll just stop sharing for now, or maybe I'll just leave this up on the screen. Okay, doesn't seem like there's any questions yet.
People seem a little shy today.
It's okay.
Do you have a booth in the session as well?
Yeah, so I'm just in the expo session. That's like, I'm
Mhm.
not, yeah, that would be a booth, yeah. So
Yeah.
I've been in and out of it all day. See if there's any people asking questions, but so far not. But it was a good turnout.
It was a good turnout for the event, yes. Are your class cohorts always full?
Yeah, so we do have to fill all of our cohorts. Usually there are about 60 people per cohort, but for 2022, we're actually almost doubling the amount of students that we're intaking. So it'll be 80 for February, but 160 for June, and 120 for October. So lots of opportunity to get admitted to the program.
But also a very small seat count, so you do get lots of great one-on-one time, I'm sure.
Yes, yep, that's the whole point. We really created this program as a way to address that cybersecurity skills shortage in a very short amount of time. So 7 months, trained, certified, and they get the employment support coming out of the program as well. And it's fully virtual, so we can open it up to applicants nationwide, which has been great. I mean, originally before the pandemic, it was 3 weeks in class. But we had to pivot. Oh, the lights just went off. We had to pivot to fully virtual, and it's working really well for us. So we're just going to keep it that way.
That's great. Are there any other questions today?
I guess not.
This is a very thorough presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
The room will stay open for as long as there are still people in it. So if you're not in a rush to get back to your booth, you can hang out here for a while, or we can direct everybody to ask their questions in your booth at the expo, and you can answer them there.
Okay, yeah, that would be great. Maybe direct everyone to the booth in the expo, and I can answer any questions that way.
Great. Thanks, everyone, for
Thanks,
attending.
bye-bye. Bye, everybody.